I've told you a little bit about waxes, and I've given you a list of the various utensils and things you need to make what I call my sort of basic everyday beeswax. So let's go ahead and make some. So the first thing to do is to grate up a little pile of wax onto a clean piece of paper or a clean board, tray, something like that, to keep it away from dirt and anything that might be included in the wax. Put that into a jar like so. Don't fill it right up, say this is just filled up halfway. And then you need to add some carnauba wax. This is a piece of carnauba wax, very, very hard. Listen to this. Gives you an idea of how hard this is. You only need about 2%, so it's just a little bit to go into here. So 2% is only a small amount, and it's just to give a certain amount of hardness to the wax. So fill yourself up about halfway to the jar of beeswax, a little bit, just a little bit of carnauba wax, and then we're ready to the next step. Here's your jar of beeswax, grated up to about halfway. Turpentine, we put this in to the same level as the wax. So you see the wax will drop down. When you start seeing the turpentine come up to the level there, you stop, that's enough. That's our sort of starting point. That's what I think is a good starting mixture of turpentine wax ratio. We put this in the water bath. Don't have the water boiling, there's a danger of cracking the glass. So start with cool or warm. We can turn the heat on. And this water will now boil and melt the wax and turpentine together. So you can stir the wax up. In fact, you don't need to have the water boiling, it can be just really warm. In fact, if you just put turpentine and beeswax together in the jar, it'll eventually all melt together. So keep stirring until the whole thing is melted. So here it is, all melted together, and now we need to test the consistency. So take a little bit of the wax onto a spoon, like so, and let it cool. When it's cool, you can test the wax and to see how thick it is. This is quite thin. What we're looking for is something like thick cream, thick yogurt, that sort of thing. If it's too thin, you can add more beeswax straight into the mix, put it onto the water bath again. If it's too thick, then we add more turpentine. And between the two, we can adjust the amount of thickness in this wax. I don't just have one consistency. This is my normal, general, everyday sort of wax. It's got a consistency of thick cream, more like butter, that sort of consistency. And I use that generally to put on my carvings. But I also have a very thin consistency, a bit like what we've just made here. This is much thinner. That's useful for where we have lots of crevices, lots of parts of the carving where the wax will clog up. So I keep that for finishing, light finishing, and for where it's very creviced. And then here, for example here, this is a much thicker wax, a bit like putty, and I put this on where I want to actually deliberately fill in a crack. So I have a mixture of 3 different consistencies for 3 different purposes. But generally this is the one you want to go for to begin with, if nothing else. Something like soft butter, thick cream. Have a look at the beeswax you've made, and if there are lots of particles in it, you can sieve it into a fresh jam jar, like so. And that'll catch any of the little particles that come from the original bee. There's a little bee leg in there and a bit of propolis. So when you've made your beeswax, let it go cool in the jar and then make sure it's well sealed. So Fairly simple to make. I hope you've had fun. It's a bit like being on a cookery programme. Make sure you label the bottles. This is one I made earlier. And in the next lesson I'm going to show you how we apply it to wood carvings.